toxic environment per any faction, whether it's PD, medics, or Army. Now, again, is that understood? All right, again, it's your defensiveness and your unwillingness to listen. You try very hard to not listen. Again, while you're trying to talk over me.
May I say something, please?
You sure can.
So, on that matter, the reason why it would be speculated towards that because of the fact that Duncan had just got done apologizing to her about a situation. You feel me? That was apparently something that was an accusation that was thought that she had did, and it was corrected by making an apology. So then, when you go on Discord and see what you had put, you could almost, if we're not insulting each other's intelligence, could almost think that that's how you came about it. And another thing. Hold on. Excuse me. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. I asked nicely. Let me speak. You know what I'm saying? And going back to that, as you're saying what you just said, he did apologize. So for you to put that up, not saying that was directed towards us, you can't see anybody here being wrong if they thought that's what that was due to the fact of what was going on with Lola. Now, hold on. Now, all I was going to talk to, hold on, wait, let me get to this real quick and I'll let you talk. Now, what I was calling you for before you into an outburst upstairs, I was going to rank you up. I was just saying change your name to make sure it matches so I can go ahead and rank you up because it took me a minute to find it until you went rah-rah with it. That's what it was. Nobody was ever disrespecting you or anything. I just wanted to rank you up respectfully. It says dungeon master. It says Dungeon Master. It doesn't say Marcus Aurelius. Your in-game name doesn't say Dungeon Master. I know what that is. I used to play it. I used to play it. I know what that is. I used to play it. Oh, okay, and I understand that. All I'm saying is the reason why it took a little minute because it only showed dungeon and I kept overlooking it. And I told Lola this that I'm gonna go ahead and rank. That's why I called you. Let me go ahead and rank you up and see if you can change that to match this in-game name because I passed it up 3 times looking for it 5 minutes so I can see if you can put in because she said there was a problem with your rank up hold up or she didn't know what was going on. So I took a look. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, where is he at? And I kept overlooking it. And then she told me it's Dungeon Master. I was like, okay, see, this is why it was overlooked because it didn't say just Marcus Aurelius. It said Dungeon Master, and it doesn't show all of that in the Discord. So it was overlooked. So when you popped on the second floor, I was like, shit, well, let me go ahead and rank him up. He in there. That's all I wanted to do. before that all this other thing you were saying blew up. I just wanted to rank you up, point blank, period. At the end of the day, for me, all the other stuff I had, all the other stuff, I don't know. No, I understand that because you've been in here. You've been in here before. I know. I understand that. See, and when she told me that, I was like, okay, well, he's already been in here. So if there is a fast track stipulation from Chief, then it is what it is. And in the DFG, Duncan, they mark my words. I said it. I was like, well, if that's the case, 9 times out of 10, he's not gonna get it back because he's been in here. Let me go ahead and rank him up. Again, back to the point. That's why I called you up when I seen you up there to rank you up. I mentioned something. I mentioned something about the badge interview because again I know who you was now. You changed your name again, so I thought you was a new officer. I didn't know who you was as Marcus Aurelius. And then she told me who you really was. That's understandable. Yeah, no, I meant just something about the badge thing. So that's what it was. And like I said, I was just trying to rank you up because when I was looking, I scrolled past the dungeon master name twice because I just couldn't see just the Marcus Aurelius. So I was trying to rank you up, and I didn't call you in there. I just had seen you on the second floor. You was talking to somebody. I forget who it was while we were sitting in that room, and I seen your name, and that's why I wanted to call you in there. That's why I said, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. I was in the room.
Yeah, when we asked you to come in and Lola asked you to come in, you said, I'm not coming in that room unless Cash is in there. And that's
I,
where the conversation went south.
right. I was rank you up. That's all.
But
No, I mean it might have not stressed to everybody because again, IRL I've been at work, so Cash might not have gotten to. He's been dealing with a lot, so he might not have said nothing to me about it. But you know what I'm saying. That's understandable. He's right here standing here now, and like again, I just wanted to rank you up because You feel me? You was ready for that, and whatever Cash had going on with you, I was still gonna rank you up. That's why we was just trying to call you in here. I understand where you're going with it. You thought it was gonna be something else. What I'm saying? That's understandable. And if you felt some type of way, we do apologize about it. But I was just trying to call you in here to rank you up, my brother. Respectfully. Right, right. Facts. Facts. When we not here, not to cut you off, and facts, you're correct. We're not here to, pick a fight with you or try or out to get you or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's why, I apologized for all of us in case it was just a misinterpretation on the way, shit came out. You feel me? Like, again, I said, we don't have any problem with you, and then we know you're out there doing your thing or trying to do your thing, whatever the matter, if you're with Lola or not. It doesn't change the fact that this is PD and we still, colleagues. Now, we have been addressing the whole situation about the shots fired call because I've been seeing it too. I sit in my office and turn on my mic and just hear the shit, and then nobody, and then I look on my membership list. There's Joel, or as a matter of fact, for an example, I got a video where somebody was calling shots fired, and then he gets back to PDG and goes into the gym, and there's 5 people in there just tasing and playing around while that shots fired. So I get it. No, you good, my brother. Nah, nah, it's all good. Just in the future, I just want you to understand this, and it's nothing against you. We fuck with you. You feel me? Just understand this. If we call you, bro, it's just like in any job, bro. Whatever the matter it is, I'ma come in there and sit down and see what it is, my brother. That's just all we ask. You know what I'm saying? Just come in there, just check it out. You know what I'm saying? Even if you felt like something was guarded, you could have sat down in here in the room earlier and addressed it, and we could have talked it out then. Yeah, man, just check it out next time. You feel me? We coming in, hey, check it out. Just come in there and check it out, bro. It ain't always a bad thing. You feel me? And I understand how you feel because I heard my boss was like that. I mean, I'm talking about it. He always thought the worst because of how he was treated or what he went through. So that's understandable. But just check it out. Facts. You good, Drew? Brother, you got anything to say?
No, I'm all good.
Duncan?
Nope, I'm good.
Well, see here, what see is here is like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, and Drew and them know I'm very close to Cash. You feel me? So it don't matter how I feel, and I know him. So it don't matter how I feel, whether I'm gonna get in trouble or not. I'm gonna respect him and come in here. So if you know Drew, which you have before we came over here, and you know how he is, you're automatically, because you're attached to him and you know how he is, you're gonna come see what it is. It's just a automatic mutual thing when you're out there.
Go on, gentlemen.
You just been knowing him, so it's automatic. So if you know how Drew is, it should have just been automatic. Let me step in here real quick because you know how your dog is. You've been knowing him. You know what I'm saying? That's just how me and Cash is. There's never a point. That's just the same way it should be.
Your mic's cutting out, Jordan.
Yeah, my fucking I gotta plug up my damn phone. But yeah, I mean, if you know basically you know how Drew is, so I mean, shit, it should have just been automatic. Let me come in and see what my boy talking about, cause you know him. Just like me and Chief, you feel me? I know him, so there's never a time where I feel like I done something or not. I'm still gonna step up in there and see what he's talking about.
All right, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Right.
Nah, you good. Hold on, Chief. Hold on, Chief trying to talk. You good.
So I don't know what happened. Hold on, I don't know what happened. But I only got one couple of questions. What's up with your Discord? Two things actually. Your Discord status. That I have an issue with. Duh, 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 duh. I just want to know what's going on. I don't need a whole breakdown. I just want to know what's going on. Is it a continuation of what's happened in the past? That's all I want to know. Not from you, Marcus. No, no disrespect, but from Drew.
So, I've, prior to this, I don't know exactly when the status was posted. But prior to this, Duncan, Lola had come in here. We had, had some issues. We've already talked about with Marcus here. And whenever we did, Duncan had addressed her about last night, with the macro coming up across the soldier's screen. Duncan had
Right there.
advised her that, hey, everything is good. We weren't trying to accuse you of anything. The evidence checks out. Had to be something going on. You know, etc. At the time, I witnessed the Discord status there, when I looked over. So I look at it, and that's what it stated. I asked him about his Discord status and who it is directed to. His first answer to that was, that his Discord means nothing within this game. We're not allowed to talk about that in here. And then his, from what I've gotten out of it from mentioning it to him a couple of times, he says that it's not about PD, but I had advised him that whether it's about PD, military, or the medics, we're not going to be, creating toxic situations. The last thing we're going to have is our officers, putting things up like that, because it's clearly pointed towards a situation. And he says that it's, from what I can see, and I think he's pretty much confirmed it, that it's about the situation with the macro and her coming up, her macro coming up across the screen, and the soldiers, whether her body can prove where she was at, whether or not. He's saying that was a false, that they're making up false allegations to to be against PD or be against her.
Well, I will say this, and I don't know why. After I personally told her, first of all, I don't even have to explain that to you. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I don't know when it comes to in game. I'm gonna just say this, and I've said it before. I hope your body cam is running. You have no right to question anybody from leadership as to what's going on with another player within this faction. As leadership, they have every right to handle things as they come. Yes, I mean, I'm just saying, yes, your status was regarding that situation because you've messaged me multiple times without me giving you a response regarding it. That's not your place. Um, Saying that you're waiting till I get online or something, that's not how we do things here. You will and you ought to respect the chain of command. There's no negotiations about that. Um, yeah, I made it very clear that if any toxicity came back to this department by you coming back, that it would be dealt with. I'm telling you now in front of leadership that I'm not going to deal with it. The department's not going to deal with it. And if I have to remove you for toxicity, for exhibiting these same behaviors as last, I will do that. And whatever blue ticket, whatever needs to come out of it, by all means, because we're not going backwards. We're not. In the same way that you verbally said out of your own mouth that you and Lola do not get in each other's business when it comes to this game, that standards continue to need to be upheld. It's that simple. Um, in certain scenarios, that Discord cannot be used when it comes to in game. It, in fact, can. One of the reasons why I'm still here when all that Mrs. Smokey stuff went down was because of Discord. But I mean, we're not here to fact check nothing. I am the chief, and they are CGs and DFGs for a reason because they know their stuff. And so we're not going to go back and forth about policy, how things work. We're not going to do that. And any form of that shit is not going to be tolerated. So okay, so here, I'm gonna say that one. I'm gonna say this one more time, and I'm not repeating it. Again, that can be your wife IRL. When it comes to this game, when it comes to this faction, that I am talking about RP. I do not care what you're saying. You verbally expressed this that you guys do not mix what you guys got going on in the game with each other. Did you or did you not say that? I'm gonna get you step out of here for a second, brother. Okay. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. There's nothing corrupt about anything that happened. I will not continue to have this conversation regarding what happened with you. I'm not going to do it. It's already dealt with. You bringing it back up is you stirring the pot. We're not going to do that. So okay. So here's the thing. Either you can stop it right now, or I'll stop it. I'm not. We're not doing this again, Marcus. We're not. So are you going to stop it? Or are you going to continue? That's all I want to know. I just asked you one, sir. That's the only response that I'm looking for. Are you going to stop it or is this going to continue? I'm telling you, as a chief, as somebody who runs this department, when it comes to officers in RP, I do not care about IRL. I do not. When it's within RP, I hold the standard. That's why I'm here to hold that standard. If you cannot separate IRL with RP, then tell me now, and this isn't the faction for you. I do. And so again, we're not going backwards. You start bringing up anything towards me, I'm not doing it again. We're not doing it again. Leave it alone. Leave it in the house, side of the game. Whatever happens with Lola, it's not your duty to come address leadership about anything. That's not your place. That's not your place. You're still unbadged. The only thing that you should be worried about is ranking up, following procedure and ranking up. And at that point, I am dismissing you. That is not your call. I told you twice already within the last 5 minutes that we are not going back. And so at this point, you are bringing toxicity into the department. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. That's not your call. What I'm telling you is when it comes to any officer within this department, right, whatever they have going on is none of your concern. Now, if you want to stare what they do, do it outside of this game. Do not come into the game, try to assert your assertiveness as to how you think things should be handled, how you think things should be done, or your opinion. That's why I have leadership to deal with that stuff. That is not your place. That goes against chain of command, and that is not anywhere outlined in your duties as an officer as to what you should be doing. Marcus, 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 I'm going to ask you one more time. Is this toxicity going to, because once I'm done talking, this conversation's over. Um, 10. That is not your job to stare it. That's all I'm saying. Again, by your post on Discord, it can be used against you. I will use it against you. I'm not doing this back and forth, brother. We got a whole bunch of other stuff that we should be doing as opposed to be doing it. Yes, I am.
No, what
No,
he's
no,
what
no, no,
what
no,
Mark.
Jordan, no, Jordan, no, Jordan, no, Jordan, no, Jordan. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. If you cannot continue to comply, if this becomes an issue, you will be removed. 10-4. Do not let it happen again. Okay. Okay.
How you said it. It's how you just said it.
That's fine. That's